Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Another beautiful, foggy, misty morning. Wanted to talk to you about our garden. We have been looking at planting because, spring is coming faster than we're probably going to be ready for it. But behind me here is where we're going to have our raised beds in this flat area. It's not too far from the back door of the house, so kind of a zone 1 area. And we're actually going to wind up having 3 separate growing areas. And let me tell you why. This area, like I said, zone 1, so it's going to be our raised beds with the root vegetables, things like that. But we also want to have a big area for corn and melons, probably watermelon and pumpkins. And those are going to be out in front. So taking you around there, you might be able to tell, probably from here, there you go, you can see how that area above where the truck is there, not my truck, that's my neighbors. Amazing neighbors, allowing us to borrow anything. I mean, we're family, they're family. We do anything for them. They're wonderful. It's their truck, 4x4, so we can get the stuff out of the pods, up into the shed, and stop paying for those. I know I've been saying that over and over again, but anyway, so up there where the truck is where we're going to have the raised beds, and we'll get that fenced in. Some ideas about an entryway arbor so we can have things growing up and over. But then let me take you around front here, because we've got all this area down here where the grass is overgrown. It's really wet. It's not really overly usable, so we understand there used to be a pond there, and I think that's another one that we will wind up digging back out and recovering if possible. But the reason for pointing along here is down along this embankment here, that's where we're going to have 2 different corn fields, basically on one on the left side, one on the right side over there, but then in the middle we'll have our pumpkins and such, and probably have beans growing up around the corn and the whole, 3 sisters planting logic. But is that fog not beautiful? I just love mornings like this. And it's not overly cold either. I love it. I don't like it at the same time. The mud, you'll see, we're going to go up into our 3rd area where we're going to plant. And then I'll explain why we are doing 3 areas. But slop through the mud here. As time has gone on and progressed, I have bought seeds, multiple seeds, different places. Just collecting and, in a, dare I say the word, a prepper mentality. But, if things go bad, we are well supplied for seeds. And look what happened just almost a year ago now. There was a run on seeds. Couldn't get them. And in fact, on that note, you might be ordering your seeds now if you can find them. Some of the places I know are already out, but let me show you here as we walk. Look at this mud bog. What a mess, huh? Yeah, I'm trying to drive through that, but anyway, a lot of the seed places are running low on inventory, so you better get them. And then I'm going to tell you about one place that it's a not so secret, but you might consider buying from there, and I'll tell you why. But here we go. So over there on there we go. On that flat area outside the shop, it's a nice big area where we are going to plant some special corn and some other special seeds. And they're special because they are an heirloom variety, and we don't want them to cross-pollinate with the corn that's way on down there or anything else, because we want to keep those seeds pure. And let me show you or tell you about that place. So let's see if we can do this. I'm just going to put them down on the floor. If you have not looked, go online to Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. You can buy heirloom seeds that were actually harvested from the grounds at Monticello. the same dirt that Thomas Jefferson had his hands in. Yes, I know he had servants that worked for him, but he was also an avid gardener and documented them as well. So on the back of these stories, on the back of the let's see, some of these, anyway, they actually took pages from his diary when he talked about the different seeds, some of the dates of when he actually planted them. I had it laid out for you. Yeah, Thomas Jefferson sowed 3 seeds from the Alpine strawberry on March 31st, 1774. In a letter to James Monroe some 20 years later, Jefferson included that you should endeavor to enrich our country with these seeds. But so not all of them say that they're harvested from the grounds at Monticello. Some that do, so you want to watch. But that's why these are so special. We want to make sure that these stay pure and don't get cross-pollinated with anything, and continue to grow them. This is not all that we've got. My mom and my father-in-law both ordered a bunch of seeds for me over the last couple of Christmases and birthdays, but they have some amazing varieties. You should check them out. It really is, it's a cool shop, and to get that history, that American history is, you know, I love history. Sorry for the camera shake there. My handle here is a little wobbly. Oh, should I cover this up? Anyway, well, as you can see, we're getting stuff moved into the shop, and oh, another good thing, we got our meter box up, past inspection, and the power company should be out to run power out here, so it won't be long now where we can actually get some lights in here, because I've been relying on these little guys once it gets dark. Not doing so good, but anyway, okay, so, oh, the other thing I wanted to mention, I said I've been buying seeds here and there and collecting them. Denise spent the last, well, not the last 4 days, but about a week ago, she spent 4 days putting all of our seeds into Excel, when they need to be planted, varieties, notes, and so forth, and that way, once we get them planted, we can go back and make our own notes, what grew well, what we liked, what we didn't like, you know, all the normal gardening stuff. And then as we were getting stuff out of the pods, we pulled out another box and opened one up, and there was a box within a box. And she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "Oh, those are some of the other seeds I've collected." So she rolled her eyes and said, "I get to catalog those." But some of those are just the cheapies that I've picked up, like at the 99-cent store. Just, again, in an emergency type situation, we would have extra seeds if we needed them, but I'm not going to probably bother to catalog those. But there are some in there that are special. I still have, you know, my grandfather's been gone for 26 years, and I still have envelopes with his writing of daisy seeds and hollyhock seeds that they originally brought back from a trip to Israel. But really pretty, but very, very, very prolific. So debating whether I'm going to plant those or when and where. But anyway, I've got those and some marigold seeds. Marigolds are supposed to repel deer, along with tulips. Yeah, tulips. Daffodils. That's it. Anyway, I don't have daffodils in there, but they do have the marigold seeds. So we'll go through, figure out what of those seeds we want to use this year. Some of them are getting older, so obviously our germination rate's not going to be as good, but that's all right. We can deal with that. But anyway, rainy day. Probably not going to get any more stuff out of the pods today. That's all right. Just kind of taking the day to relax, and it's all good. So we'll get this up and loaded. Please, thumbs up. Please share us, like us. We appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.